Hey guys, and welcome to There's a New Tank Available Somehow, so here's a new video. Today I will be talking to you about the Pharaoh. I will also be talking to you about the Magi, but that's my other video, so be sure to check that out as well. But this video is about the Pharaoh, and I am pretty underwhelmed. Not gonna lie. I've been really hyped for this because I'm basically, my in-game name, Amonet, is actually from Egyptian mythology and everything. So I was like, when they showed me that we were gonna get this, I was so freaking hyped. And part of me still is, because I will want it because of all the graphics that I have that are to do with this. I really want the animated scarab avatar as well. Basically, this is my kind of event. I really like it. But the tank itself, I found quite underwhelming. And basically, yeah, you'll see. It's not a horrible tank. It's just not great. And that's not a bad thing on its own, because it feels pretty balanced. I like it more on desert maps because it's got that super skill that it's got there, but overall I'm a bit underwhelmed, like I said. So yeah, going over the stats, the Pharaoh is a tier 7 hybrid nation heavy tank. It's got a DPM of 876, a pen of 185. It's got an alpha of 250, rate of fire of 7.5. It's got a clip reload of 18.99, which means that between the 3 shells there are 2.5 seconds. There's a caliber of 88 and a shell velocity of 996. It's got an aim time of 195, a dispersion of 0.393, gun depression of 7 degrees, that's one of the things that this tank struggles with, and a gun elevation of 20 degrees, and of course an aiming arc of 180 degrees. It goes 38 kilometers per hour forwards, 13 backwards, got an engine power of 800, a power to weight ratio of 12.37, and basically camera rating of while standing still is 9%, while moving it is 5%, and it drops to respectively 2% and 1% after shooting. It's got a view range of 250 meters and HP of 1600, it weighs 64.65 tons. The turret armor is 195 at the front, 80 on the side and 62 in the rear, and the hull armor is 126 in the front, 78 on the sides and 38 in the rear. So that is the stats of this tank, and this was one of those battles that I really liked because it just all worked out. They weren't aiming for me all that much, I had some good teammates, and this is one of the luckiest moments ever. The IS-6 actually shoots the gun from the Pantera, which is like very nice for me. But it's like RNG here really helped me out, and the tank itself, like I said, it is quite meh. I was a bit disappointed there. Not with the way that it looks though, because it looks quite nicely. I didn't even have the legendary camo on my press account to show you that off, but I did have the attachment, and basically when you kill, it does this, it does that weird glowy explodey thingy. And then you get out of the battle, and then basically in the battle results, that ghost thing is still there. It is flying behind your tank, and I really like it. It's awesome. So that's the part of this tank that I really like. I mean, with the camo, it will look even more glorious because you got the high Eye of Horus there and everything. And it's just, I love that. I love the whole graphics department, to be honest, from Wargaming, because they've been doing such a fantastic job. And I can't thank them enough for the stuff that they've been giving us this year that has looked absolutely amazing. Because the thing is, I know that some people like the stuff realistic and everything. I do not. I like this sort of stuff. I like that there's like a mummification, a sort of like sarcophagus in the top of your turret there. You can see like the sort of horror statue that is there, and like I said, I'm hyped about this event because it's Egyptian mythology. I'm not quite hyped that you have to gamble for this tank. I am a little bit hyped again because you can actually get a better drop rate for the Pharaoh tank if you get aces. So it's kind of like a luck and skill based sort of like combination event. Wargaming is getting a lot of flack for that from what I've read on Discord about this event and everything, but the thing is, Wargaming can never do anything right. If they give stuff free, then they shouldn't have given it for free, and if they make people work for it, then they shouldn't make people work for it. Basically, there's no way Wargaming can win this. But yeah, overall, I found that it's a nice tank. It's not OP. not like the Magi. It's not OP at all, but it can work for you. But with the Magi, I find it really fun to drive, and I think that part of that is also the different tier. Like, this tank will meet Smashers and Annihilators and things like that. And with the Magi, that is not the case. Unless you fuel tune it, of course, but I would advise against that anyway. And I think this tank will generally struggle a lot more for its tier than the Magi, despite the fact that the Magi has pen issues. So there is that. So he just fired, so I'm just getting some nice little bit of fire into him and a little bit extra shot and everything. And this is kind of like how I've been driving this tank, and that works. It basically, not all the battles have been good to me in this way. This was one of the most fun battles. The battle before I liked even more, but overall, I don't mind it. It is underwhelming. I had expected something more, or hoped for more, let's put it that way. But it is quite a nice little beastie, and I hope that people will be able to get it for free with the aces and the drop rate that basically increases and everything, because I would like this tank. I would not want to pay a lot for it. I know me, I'm a collector, and it is Egyptian themed, Egyptian mythology themed to be exact, so I will want it, and I will work to get it. But this is not one of those tanks that I'm like, yeah, you should definitely get it because it's so good, because it's not. It just looks really awesome, and with the camo it will look even better, and then you get the attachment and it's just glorious. So yeah, I am looking forward to having it in my garage, but that's, to be fair, quite probably where it will spend most of the time. But like always, there will be people that do absolutely great in this tank, and there will be people that do absolutely dismal in this tank. This, more than most, is one of those tanks like, it has to work for you. But when you get a ghost that is like haunting your tank or haunting whoever's trying to shoot you, that works too. That is pretty cool, to be fair. And this is one of those tanks that I will want for the looks, not necessarily for how it is. And with the clipper, that it doesn't have to be bad. It's probably fun in game modes as well and all of that. But for me, I don't particularly love the tank. I don't mind it, but that's not really the same as loving. But then you have that sarcophagus in the top of your tank there, and just like all the mummy thing going on around it, and it looks even better with the camo that's not here right now. But yeah, that's my sort of review of the tank that I'm both loving and hating. Loving the looks, not merely loving the tank. And that's it for now. I'll see you later.